So this morning I am going to talk to you about a poem called Serenity, but I'm just going to wait for a few more people to tune in to the live before I get started. Morning, Lisa. I'm just going to talk about the Serenity poem this morning, but I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join in on the live. So I'll get started in a minute. Have you used the Serenity poem in your life before, Lisa? You probably heard me talk about it. Make sure you have notifications turned on so you can see when I go live. If you're catching up on the recording of this, make sure you should see in the little box, I don't know which way to point on live, with the way you're, probably that way, this way. You should see a little box, little 3 dots, and I think if you click that, you can say turn on notifications for Karen Brook. So anytime I go live on my Facebook page, you will have a notification pop up and you can come and join the live conversation. So morning, Ruth. I'm going to be talking about the Serenity poem by James Allen this morning. So stand by, and I'm going to get started with that shortly. But just a reminder to switch your notifications on. So you see the 3 little dots in the top right-hand corner should be there. You can switch on notifications. So anytime that I go live, you'll be notified, and you can join in on the live conversation. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Karen Brook, and today I want to take you through one of my favourite poems that Bob Proctor introduced me to a long time ago. I don't even know how it came about, but he carries around a little note card like this in his pocket, and he can write his 6 goal-achieving activities on it, and it has the Serenity poem in it as well. And so I guess it was a bit of a 2 things at once. He taught me the habit of writing 6 goal-achieving activities every day, and at the same time introduced me to the poem Serenity. Serenity was written by a man named James Allen, who wrote a little book called As a Man Thinketh. James Allen was one of Harvard University's first psychology professors. So it dates back quite a long time, and right at the end of his book, As a Man Thinketh, he has this beautiful poem called Serenity. I have used it continuously, I would say, over the last 4 years as something that I can get involved with repetition to immediately put me in a very calm, relaxed state. What happens with repetition? With any idea you get involved with repetition, it starts to actually form in your subconscious mind, and it starts to actually affect how you feel and therefore the behavior or the action that you take. And so with the repetition of this poem in particular in my life, it really caused me to enter a very calm, serene state, because I was speaking these words and I was in the habit of the repetition of it, or I'd write it out. And over a number of years, I've come to know it very, very well, to the point where, you know, the first couple of paragraphs I can recite straight off the top of my head. And anytime I feel like I need to just calm down, focus, relax, I can just say these couple of words, couple of paragraphs, and it puts me in a very relaxed state. I have another piece of literature that I sometimes use from Thomas Troward for the same kind of effect, but we can talk about that another day. I've given this Serenity poem to clients at different stages and had them write it out word for word every day for 30 days. I've known people in relationships or partners who really felt like they needed to get back in control, and they have written this out every day for 30 days. So I've known people that have done it for 90 days. I've certainly read it for 30 and 60 days at different times different times over the last 4 years since I became aware of it. So it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to share it with you today. And if you would like one of these little DL flyers to print off that has the Serenity poem, it has somewhere to write your goal, your C-type goal, and on the inside you can use that to either write out the poem or write notes or whatever you want to do. We give these out at my events, so if you would like to be able to download, if you would like us to send you one of these so you can print it off, just send me a message through this Facebook page. Just include your name and email address, and we'll get it emailed off to you today or as soon as we can. All right, so I am going to start with, in fact, I'm going to start right at the front of this page here with a quote that we've got here from Earl Nightingale, and it says, "We can let circumstances rule us, or we can take charge and rule our lives from within." Isn't that beautiful? Earl Nightingale was considered one of the founding fathers of the professional development industry in the United States. And he, the New Lead the Field coaching, one of the coaching programs that I facilitate, has its roots in a program that he created a long time ago. Absolutely brilliant material. But I just love this quote, and that's why we've included it on this little handout. We can let circumstances rule us, or we can take charge and rule our lives from within, because it's all a choice. Either you stay in control of you and you develop your mental faculties and you change your paradigms and you create the results that you want from within. Whatever is going on in the inside will be reflected in your outside results and circumstances. So until you change the inside, the outside doesn't change. Or you can be a martyr for circumstances and just let whatever's going on outside of you rule and define your life. And actually, that's what 97% of the population are doing. But you don't have to live like that. It doesn't have to be like that. You can let the inside be your point of support and be the guiding principle of the kind of results that you create. So here's this little poem. I'll read it through. And if you would like a copy of it, remember, send me a message through this Facebook page. Just send me a message with your email address, and we'll make sure you get a copy of this so you can print it out on your home printer and start to read it or carry it around with you or stick it behind the toilet door or in your office where you've got a team or wherever you need it to remind you to keep that very calm, organized mind from the inside out. Serenity. Calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. A man becomes calm in the measure that he understands himself as a thought-evolved being, for such knowledge necessitates the understanding of others as the result of thought. And as he develops a right understanding and sees more and more clearly the internal relations of things by the action of cause and effect, he ceases to fuss and fume and worry and grieve and remains poised, steadfast and serene. The calm man, having learned how to govern himself, knows how to adapt himself to others, and they in turn reverence his spiritual strength and feel that they can learn of him and rely upon him. The more tranquil a man becomes, the greater is his success, his influence, his power for good. Even the ordinary trader will find his business prosperity increase as he develops a greater self-control and equanimity, for people will always prefer to deal with a man whose demeanor is strongly equable. The strong, calm man is always loved and revered. He is like a shade-giving tree in a thirsty land or a sheltering rock in a storm. Who does not love a tranquil heart, a sweet, tempered, balanced life? It does not matter whether it rains or shines or what changes come to those possessing these blessings, for they are always sweet, serene, and calm. That exquisite poise of character, which we call serenity, is the last lesson of culture. It is the flowering of life. How many people we know who sour their lives, who ruin all that is sweet and beautiful by explosive tempers, who destroy their poise of character and make bad blood. It is a question whether the great majority of people do not ruin their lives and mar their happiness by lack of self-control. How few people we meet in life who are well balanced, who have that exquisite poise which is characteristic of the finished character. Yes, Humanity surges with uncontrolled passion, is tumultuous in ungoverned grief, is blown away by anxiety and doubt. Only the wise man, only he whose thoughts are controlled and purified, makes the winds and the storms of the soul obey him. Tempered, tossed souls, wherever ye may be, under whatsoever conditions ye may live, know this: in the ocean of life the isles of blessedness are smiling, and the sunny shore of your ideal awaits your coming. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. He does but sleep, wake him. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. Say unto your heart, peace be still. Isn't that just beautiful? I get tingles as I read it. It's just beautiful. So you can imagine if this was part of your morning study routine, to read this every morning for 30 days or 60 days, or write it out every day for 30 days, that is going to become part of your paradigm. And that is going to start to form new conditioning in you and start to put you into this very serene, calm, relaxed state. I think there's a couple of really poignant points in here. I mean, there's so much in here that's just incredible when you really get into studying this, and not just reading, but really studying it. And I want to just touch on a couple of little points here before we wrap up today. It says here, I'm just going to go back to this last paragraph. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. So what he's saying there is that you've got to keep your mind in a very focused, orderly state. You must choose your thoughts. Keep your hand firmly upon the helm of thought. We know that thoughts are energy. We know that thoughts influence the kind of results that you create because they form part of your paradigms. That influences your vibration, your behavior, and your results. So we've got to really keep in control of our thoughts. In the bark of your soul reclines the commanding master. There is a power within you that will take any idea you turn over to it and bring it into physical form. Any idea that you drench with emotion. When we talk about turning over to it, we're talking about getting emotionally involved and fusing with the feeling, because this actually triggers universal intelligence or the subconscious mind. And that's really what starts to, that's really how you're working in harmony with the law of vibration to create what you want. He does but sleep, wake him. Self-control is strength, right? So when you create this inner world, yesterday I did a video on the lessons for a better life, so the lessons in thinking into results, my coaching program, and I spoke about lesson 5 around the trick to staying in charge no matter the circumstance, and that you have 6 mental faculties. And most people who find themselves plateaued or who have become stuck have started to let circumstances or what's going on outside of them affect them. Someone else's opinion, the weather, their bank account, dictate the kind of person they're going to become and what they're going to do next and the kind of results that they think they're capable of accomplishing. But when you take control from the inside by strengthening your 6 mental faculties, and you really start to gain self-control from the inside, it's not outside of you, it's inside, and you really understand and know how to use those mental faculties, you create this inner world that is strong and constant and serene and focused on what you want. And you've really become very disciplined, not only with your thoughts, but also how you go about your day. And so everything just starts to line up and come into a more orderly state, and you see those better results just start to, turn up like magic. Right thought is mastery. Isn't that beautiful? Right thought. So what is right thought? It's what you want. It's thinking the thoughts that are in harmony with the good that you desire, and being able to do that as a disciplined habit on a day-to-day basis, where you are completely in control of you. You're no longer letting circumstances or the old paradigm or anything else influence who you become, what you do, and the kind of results that you can create. Calmness is power. Isn't that beautiful? It really is. as you go about your day, the more calm and serene you are, which has to happen from the inside in this right thought, this self-control, this strength, you become extremely powerful. Now, what we're talking about there, calmness is power, is that you're directing the energy that is flowing to and through you, this beautiful, unfiltered, purely untouched energy that you have access to every single day, and you're directing it. You're really directing it by self-control is strength, calmness is power. You've brought order to your mind. And so you are now in a very powerful, focused, but calm, relaxed state. Say unto your heart, peace be still. Isn't that just beautiful? I love that last paragraph. I also love the first paragraph so much. This is a paragraph that I'll often, I'll say to myself, I will, when I'm putting Louis to bed at night, if he's a little upset, I'll put my hand on him. So my energy is transferring to him. So I'll actually touch him and I'll recite the first paragraph of Serenity. I'll say, calmness of mind is one of the beautiful jewels of wisdom. It is the long and patient effort in self-control. Its presence is an indication of ripened experience and of a more than ordinary knowledge of the laws and operations of thought. And sometimes I'll just repeat that over and over again, and it's putting me into a very calm, relaxed state, and it's transferring that energy into him, and it's beautiful. So, but I've also done that with myself. Where I remember when I was getting married, I would just have this over and over in my mind on the day. And I remember the caterers at the wedding and the people that were there setting up, they said, we've never seen a more calm bride in our entire life. And I just had the Serenity poem going over and over in my mind the whole time. And that was just keeping me in that very calm, relaxed state. So it's a very simple little tool that you can use, this Serenity poem, to help you on your way to, as you impress these ideas on your subconscious mind, it's going to make you start to think, and it's going to make you more aware of where the gaps are and what you need to work on. And that last paragraph around self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, calmness is power. You start to say those ideas, you start to think about them, you're starting to focus what you are thinking about. So your mind's not off thinking about a million different things now. You've brought some focus and order to your mind that allows you to think more clearly about where you are and where you want to go, and being completely in control of that transformation. So I'm extremely grateful to Bob Proctor for introducing me to all of this work, but the Serenity poem a number of years ago. It's been an extremely valuable tool in my life, and I trust that if you get involved in studying this, in working with me, in those clients of mine that I know that are watching this right now, if you're not already using the Serenity poem somewhere in your toolkit, then I would certainly recommend that you start to do that. So like I said at the beginning, if you would like to for us to send you a PDF of the Serenity poem, exactly this is what we're going to send you. We're going to send you a copy, print it off on your home computer, and you've got a copy of it then, and carry it with you, put it in your handbag, put it in your notebook, print off a couple of copies, and use it. So just send us a message here through Facebook with your name and email address, and we'll get that off to you. And remember to switch on the notifications. So you should see in a little 3 dots on the corner of this live. If you click on that, you should be able to turn on notifications. So anytime that I go live, you'll be notified, which is every day. So you have an opportunity to connect with me here every day. So have a wonderful day, everyone. It's been a beautiful way to start my day. Thank you very much for tuning in with me here, and take care.